Unspinning the political headlines. Back with us today are Roger Putnam of Putnam Roby Williamson Communications and Brian Schimming of Midwest Strategy, also vice chair of the state Republican Party. Let's get to the news that came out yesterday. We learned that Governor Scott Walker is writing a book. How do you read into that?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, if you're going to run for president, apparently you have to write a book. So if he's got any hope to do it, he's doing what he's supposed to. He's following the George W. Chronicle to his ascension from governor to president. I mean, what, Obama ran twice. He wrote 2 books. Walker wants to go for governor or president. He's going to have to write one himself.
I think the Democrats should write a book. You know, tourism sites in Illinois, or you know, how they were able to spend $50 million against Scott Walker trying to recall him and failing. I think those 2 books would be great from the Democrats. Look, I look forward to Scott Walker's book. It tells the story that was watched clear across the country.
Now,
how to screw your friends and make friends.
But is there a legitimate point that there could be a run, and that this is a hint?
Look, I think he's being truthful. He likes being governor. If a presidential race is in the future for him, we'll find out. But I can tell you right now that he doesn't know that he's running for president. He's worried about being governor.
This is red meat to the far right for the primary, were he to get involved.
Next Tuesday, let's jump into this spring election. Couple of contests that we want to talk about. Start with the state Supreme Court. Rachel had a story earlier in this newscast. What are your thoughts?
I'm interested that the left didn't have a better candidate, frankly, than Ed Falone to run against a sitting incumbent Supreme Court justice. Look, when the issues are clear statewide, but who's the more conservative candidate, who's the more liberal candidate on the Supreme Court, the conservative wins almost every single time. I think that's the case with Justice Rogensack as well, and I think you'll see it next Tuesday.
There's a lot of factors involved here. I mean, I think that there's been a lot of discussion on the Democratic circles about, you know, putting a candidate out that doesn't have any judicial experience. I mean, that's the problem. Trying to unseat an incumbent, that's always a challenge. And there's this outside money from groups like Club for Growth, et cetera, that are funding Rogensack a lot at WMC, and that has an impact. Rogensack is looking good heading into Tuesday.
Also up for a vote next week is a Dane County Circuit Court judge. So we have Rhonda Lanford challenging Rebecca St. John. And this is creating a lot of discussion in our community.
Yeah, it's a real conundrum for the Democrats and the progressives in Dane County. I mean, you know, obviously this is the bastion of anti-Walker dumb, if you will. So, but there are Democrats, key Democrats, lining up behind St. John. And so, you know, it'll be very interesting to see how active the labor is in Dane County. Obviously, the isthmus being much more progressive than the outlying areas. So it's really going to be about turnout, and low turnout may favor progressives.
I was always hoping that voting for a circuit court judge in one of the state's 72 counties would be about the person's qualifications and how they've done while they're on the bench. And I think with Rebecca St. John, you see it. She's got, as Roger mentioned, she's got endorsements from clear across the spectrum, where I think her opponent is really kind of a product of the left. Her endorsements show that.
And we're leaving out the most important part. She was appointed by Walker, and polling suggests that there are something in the neighborhood of 30% people that will just vote against anybody that is a Walker appointee or associated with Walker.
So the point is, no matter what your opinion, make sure you get out and vote on Tuesday. Brian, Roger, thank you so much. We'll see you right after the break.